Welcome back to the channel. It's Larry here with another great Rush tune, and this is one that I'm not very familiar with. Definitely familiar with the album. Exit Stage Left, basically created and filmed in 1981. So think about 1981. This was at the Montreal Forum, a very fabled building, kind of Canadians' Madison Square Gardens, if you will. And so essentially that's where one of the famous hockey teams, Montreal Canadiens, won massive amounts of Stanley Cups. They're still the #1 team in the world for championships. So then Rush comes in and takes over with some of the greatest music they've ever performed. And look, we've covered a couple of songs here on the channel from that concert so far. However, there is one that kind of got away from me. And I must confess, I don't even really know the song very well, that they're dropping a bunch of videos of their songs from that particular Exit Stage Left performance in Montreal, Canada. And I might add, fun fact, that part of that concert was also filmed in Edinburgh. Pride in knowing that you were part of this concert as well. So without further ado, let's sit back, watch the video. I'm going to react. I'm not going to interrupt the video in any way whatsoever. I might talk over some of this stuff, but at the end of it, I'll rate the song versus all the other songs on the playlist, but also maybe give a quick interpretation on what the song is about. I'll have to listen between the lines here really carefully today. And without further ado, Rush, By-Tor, and the Snowdog. They get right into it, don't they? Cool song so far. Double up there. Hear those bass licks? Man, Geddy Lee. Very cool. Alex Lifeson's turn. Was that By-Tor or was Snowdog? By-Tor. Nice and loose here. Three guys making all that sound. That's certainly the feel. You know, Neil Peart motivated me to learn how to do the backwards drum roll because I first heard it in Temples of Syrinx, and I can see he was doing it here a lot. Just a magnificent drumming by Neil Peart again, and I mean, it's a cool song. I mean, it seems like a lighthearted. It's not the longest, it's not a big anthem, so to speak, that Rush has been known to do. However, it is a tasty, 4-minute song. I don't think I've ever heard it played on the radio or anything like that. I don't think I've actually even heard the song ever, even though Exit Stage Left was an album that I really loved. I didn't get that far. It's really funny. Huh. Very tasty. Okay, so I mean, listen, musicality here was top flight as usual. I mean, I'm a broken record, like literally and figuratively. I just keep coming back to Rush and saying, look, the musicality is it's up here. And I mean, I'll never get tired of listening to it. I'll never get tired of saying that phrase. I'll never get tired of watching Rush because it's really interesting to study Neil Peart's hand movements actually to see where he comes up with all those fills and all the different sounds. I actually had I think it was called The Anatomy of a Drum solo by Neil Peart. I bought the DVD set. I don't know, a couple decades ago, and I studied it, and I learned a lot about how to even hold the sticks and make different sounds from hand movements that I could get the same sounds as a drummer, but I was using a completely different, more technical or more difficult technique. And then Peart shows up going, and I'm just like, oh, well, that gets the same sound, just like so much easier. Peart's a real technician, real great drummer. May he rest in peace. Alex Lifeson, again, broken record situation here, most underrated guitarist in rock and roll, and does a great job in this song. Very cool sounds coming from the guitar, and then a mixture of that with Geddy Lee's awesome bass playing really combined to make some really brilliant, interesting sounds in this song. I really loved it, really enjoyed it. Now, what's the song about? I mean, real quickly, it just seems like a lighthearted, good and evil song, and I guess any Rush fans would know that Neil Peart really was on that theme a lot in his writing and his creation of music, was really about good and evils, dystopia, futures versus liberty and such. So it kind of fits into the whole realm of Neil Peart's cerebral songwriting, really about deeply good and evil, and perhaps his point of view on those topics. And I know he read a lot of Ayn Rand. He read a lot of libertarian literature, which is really cool. And he's just like a really cerebral type of guy. I think this is one of those lighthearted songs, much like the song I covered about a year ago, New World Man, which was written as a filler, became a huge success, commercially at least. And I think this By-Tor and the Snowdog, I don't even know what album it's from. So please, I encourage you to compliment down here, intel, feedback, thoughts about this song, Rush, their musicality, your experience with Rush. Have you seen them in concert? I have. I've seen them a few times, like over the years. And because I was a little bit of a late adopter, I didn't go to all those nice early concerts pre-Exit Stage Left, which I was probably too young to go to anyway. But that being said, they were all showing up in cities where I lived in Canada, and I went to one or two. I think two, all said and done, and they were much later in the band's career. Like 2010, 2012, 2016 type of thing. Anyway, and Rush played here in Rio de Janeiro as well. Covered La Villa Strangiato. Take a look on the channel. Check that out. And if you already haven't done so, you know what to do. I would appreciate a like, a share, and subscribe if you like the content here. It's pretty simple. I move around quite a bit from different regions where I live. So you'll always see a different background, of course, my home office for now. So let's rate the song. I would give it an A. It's not Rush's preeminent work. It's not a masterpiece. It's not an A plus where the likes of Free Will and Tom Sawyer and such. That's where they are on this playlist. So everything's kind of relative to where everything fits on this particular list. So this comes in at an A, which I think that's where New World Man came in. And a very enjoyable song. Look, I'm going to put it on my playlist on Spotify, you name it, YouTube Music, etc. But you know, A is a high level song. That's a high level song. It's a fun song. Thank you for joining me here today. I will see you again in a few days with another great song from another great band, hopefully. So that being said, wherever you are, whoever you are, have a great week and end of the week. We'll see you again soon.